journeys in this season, trying to get a sense of where you guys are going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an arc, not spoilers, but
Oh yeah.
Oh, where's going?
Well, I'd say I think for Elliot specifically, this season is a lot about assuming the responsibility, the very adult responsibility of having committed himself to the role of High King, which is an absurd thing for Elliot himself to have done, and the navigation of that. The real consequences of saying yes to doing something that he has no idea about. At Breakbills, he was at the top of his class. He was the prince of that school, and he made sure that he was at the top of that very finite bubble. And in Fillory, he's in a world that he doesn't know the first thing about, and outside of like the childhood story or two. So anyway, I'll stop.
Yeah. No, that was well put.
how you?
What relationships is Margot exploring
Or
further?
what arc are you on?
Or in general?
Yeah,
Oh, it's an amazing arc. I'm so excited about this season as an actress and as like a fan of the genre. I mean, I get to wear so many cool, amazing, high concept costumes. I get the most amazing writing. I think you're going to see a lot more of Margot in general, but also her following her instincts, you know, unapologetically in Fillory, and getting into some trouble, but also rectifying a lot of issues. And you know, you'll see her being the cool customer that she was towards the end of the season. And you know, that will be explored even more, but also making those hot-headed decisions to get her into a world of trouble. And obviously, you know, relationships are not resolved in like a scene like you see in television where Elliot and Margot talk about his wedding to them.
There's a lot
that bleed
unsaid.
over. Yeah.
And there's a lot that you see pop out over the course of the season,
Yeah.
kind of when you least expect it.
Yeah, you'll see that tension.
And they have slightly different styles of rulership, you might say. We
They
can't
do.
say more about that, but
Yeah.
that's a point of
Yeah.
conflict.
They do have different approaches to governing and ruling Fillory, and that creates a lot of conflict. I would say even more conflict than him marrying Fen, because they're so strong-headed and both feel so right and so justified in their philosophies. Yeah.
You mentioned the costuming, you're getting to wear some interesting things this season, and we're seeing a throne room.
Yeah.
This sounds to me like we have to watch the show on the biggest screen possible and see everything.
Yes.
Would you agree that the detail needs to be seen?
I mean, if you have
Yeah.
a screen, that's great. If you have a
Yeah. It's
big
always good.
screen, that's better.
Yeah, a big screen, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the show is looking beautiful. They're shooting Fillory in a very specific way that is definitely speaking to an expansion of scope and a kind of feeling of an epic.
So clearly, people
far
with
like kingdom.
phones should not be watching your show.
Right. Well, you
Look,
could.
I mean, do what you have to do. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like we're missing something. There's so much.
Some of us don't have TVs.
Yeah,
Right.
so-
Which is fine. Laptops are
Some of us
wonderful,
have small
wonderful
TVs.
tools.
The world feels it's also it's bigger, but it's so textured.
Yeah,
Like
there's a lot of detail everywhere.
yeah, there's so many layers and like weird things that you discover, and everything's so vibrant. But yeah, so I'm sure it'll be cool.
If you weren't in this show, would this genre appeal to you?
Me, absolutely. It always has. I love the fantasy genre and magic. I grew up watching those types of shows and anything with like a new creature in it. And I love writing, and I've been writing something that's very fantasy oriented for years, just for fun, just to keep me
Can you share?
entertained. It would take so much time, but it's this whole world that I've created, and I kept thinking about a new creature, you know, because I was so sick of. I love vampires, but I was so sick of reading about vampires, and I was like, what do I want to read about? And then, of course, it kept going and building a world upon a world upon a world, and it's gotten lost into this puzzle of a thing. But hopefully, one day I'll figure it out.
Favorite costume or set piece?
Throne room. Lots of costumes. What was the last one?
You get to keep anything?
No, not yet.
I
Maybe one
wish.
day.
You don't have to ask.
There's a lot of like crazy influences too. Like
Just cast a spell and send it to me.
It's
Yeah, I interviewed you once.
nice to
Uh-huh.
see you.
You too.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like kind of some like glam rocky influences on the costume side of things.
He looks amazing this
It's
year.
really fun.
It's on another level.
It's kind of
Uh-huh.
80s.
And he has the body to pull that off and the height to pull off this high concept. It's true though. It looks like, you know, some of these costumes are hard to pull off and he's so tall.
You say
so.
it's 80s influence costume?
There's like
Okay, so which
some
band?
70s,
Which band would
80s.
it- would it
It's like
relate
there's some
to?
like Prince
MTV?
vibes. There's some like
Definitely Prince
there's
vibes.
definitely there's also there's some like Elvis vibes too, which is
Yeah, some Pretty Women vibes. A lot of Pretty Women vibes.
yeah.
So, the Purple Rain episode.
Yeah, exactly.